Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. We're going to take a quick look again here at Solana, see what's going on. We're going to talk about best and worst case scenario. We did see a worst case scenario wick all the way down to 105 that effectively hit that 0.618 level. So we'll talk about that, but more importantly, kind of update the fib levels here and kind of just see what's going on with this most recent, up and down scenario, right? It's been very, very volatile to say the least. And again, Bitcoin dumping, a lot of the miners took profit at 69,000, drove the price down to like 58K, and now it's back up to 66 like nothing happened. So again, that has a lot to do with this. So please recognize Bitcoin is a lot of the motivation for Solana at this moment. I wouldn't say they're directly aligned, but they're fairly similar. Okay? And recognizing that is important. So if you know Bitcoin's going to drop, then be careful with that. But look at this here. Every possible amount of liquidation that occurred yesterday. The shorts got destroyed up to about 143, and then shortly after, all the longs got wrecked too, wicking all the way down to 105 or 104 on this chart here. So that's crazy, crazy stuff. What's cool about our community here is nobody got liquidated. I mean, I guess there was somebody that didn't listen to our signals guide, but minus that, we had some nice profits from Chainlink and SCI, some shorts. Tried to get into Gala, but it ran, so the trade closed automatically. But generally speaking, we took some nice profits from Solana just before that. But the truth is, you see a lot of these trailing stop losses. These are all triggering after the price essentially hits its target. So we have a strategy where we take profit in our first target, adjust the stop loss to break even, and in that sense, the trailing stop loss always king. Closed out our trades in profit, every single one of them, even though the price wicked all the way down. So again, congrats to our community members for that. I think that's awesome. And once more, if you did hit some liquidation levels yesterday, it's common practice. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be common, but it is. So, don't feel too alone. The whole rest of the industry got destroyed too. But you can limit that by using good, proper risk tolerance and essentially protecting your trades with low leverage, low position sizing. Just a conversation there you should be having yourself. If you're not, that's okay. Maybe you'll learn eventually. So let's go ahead and look at the daily time frame and see what's going on. And again, this is going to be a little off, okay? You got to recognize that when you got some gnarly candlesticks like this here, data gets thrown a little bit. So daily time frame, first of all, this hasn't really seen much of it because it was recovered since, but we were looking at a stochastic divergence going into yesterday's conversation or yesterday's analysis anyways. And then our side did lose 70, but we're above 50 and below 70, which is still a very bullish sign. And so we can also see MACDs diverging, but nothing crazy here. So the daily time frame isn't going to tell us a heck of a lot. It's just going to confirm that we're still bullish. And even though we wicked down below the 20-day SMA, we bounced perfectly off the 50 and effectively recovered strong. Okay? So again, I would just generally say the overall consensus here is that Solana is still bullish, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything obnoxious here in the relative near future. Here's the thing though, we look at the 4-hour time frame, we're just barely above 50 in the RSI. Losing that would be potentially hazardous. We can also see a money flow index is increasing or had increased recently leading up to the last 4 hours. And then, of course, stochastic swinging up. Okay? So we got this double bottom effectively for stochastic. Oftentimes, the second carries more weight than the first. So we could really see the price action catapult. But I would say at this point, we don't see any significant convergences here on the 4-hour. There's nothing really like telling us that the price is just going to go crazy. We can acknowledge that we are tentatively above our previous support level, about 126.50. That was and has continued to be somewhat of a notorious support and resistance level for Solana. So I think that 126, 127 range is an important level to close above. We can also see we're testing 0.618 fib level here to 128.50. It's not fantastic. We want to be able to close above that here today. We want to close above this point of control here at about 130. If we don't get a closure above 130 today, that could spell price action pulling back and effectively establishing lower lows after as a result of that. We can see lower highs here so far. And also, conversely, higher lows, right? So when things start to kind of squeeze out and wedge out, so to speak, interesting things can happen. So I prefer to avoid that and, kind of not touch it with a 10-foot pole, but that's just me personally. And it's funny, there's going to be some people that are going to comment after this saying, this guy didn't tell us what direction it's going to go, which is hilarious to me. Because honestly, folks, taking a trade in this kind of market, it's extremely risky, okay? So if you can limit your risk by structuring the trade effectively, for one, but for two, you can also be a little bit more patient. At this point here, there's no definitive direction that we can see, but if we look at the Ichimoku cloud, we can confirm that we're below the cloud. Conversion line's above the baseline, we got good momentum, but the lagging span's still not really free and clear. I mean, it technically is to the downside, but that window of opportunity is closing. So if you hadn't taken profits on your short, you should have by now. That's basically what that's saying. And the general rule of thumb here is to wait for the lagging span at the very least to break above, above the price action. And if that is the case, we'd be naturally above 130, right? What do you know? Give us double confirmation effectively. So again, being above a volume resistance and confirming above the cloud would be ultimately what we're looking for. So I'm looking for a closure at 130 or higher today on the daily candle so we can get some kind of confirmation for further upside. So it's going to look a little something like this, where the price action is essentially at 130 or higher. And I don't know if you can really see it because the cloud kind of disappears here with that sharp decline, but the cloud is essentially right here. Okay? It's kind of doing one of these. So again, naturally, at the end of today's trading day, we should be in a position where we have much better confirmation. Between now and then, it's probably best to wait, honestly. So I'll probably be looking more towards taking some signals that are confirming long positions as a result of today's candlestick closing for Bitcoin and, of course, Solana as an example. So those are things I'm looking for. I'm curious what you're looking for. Why don't you comment below? I'd love to hear it. It's always interesting to see the comments from folks. And again, if you got some colorful comments, keep it to yourself. I mean, this is just not really, this is the right kind of market to be careful with. And if you don't think that being careful right now is smart, then I wouldn't say I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry for your account. We'll just put it that way. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you reference Bitunix Phenomenal Exchange. They have a trading competition going on right now for our community. Super cool. If you use my link to register, you'll be eligible for future ones. Same thing as well. Awesome rewards if you use the link to register. So hope you can benefit there. No KYC or VPN in the US, Canada, etc. Awesome stuff. Once more, to summarize, closure above 130 today is ultimately what we're looking for here from Solana. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. See you in the next one. Take care.